Testing, blah blah. Yo, what's going on, boys? My name is Isaac. It's me, Isaac Horner Beats from Instagram Reels. Hey guys, Isaac Horner Beats here. Yeah, dude. Water on standby. Hydrate. Guy named Drake. I'm gonna do the dream face reveal. Hi. Why does my camera got like dots right there? You see it? Weird. Oh, quick dude. Oh my, look at you. This is all steroids, no hard work. Bro's doing anything but record this video. What's going on, guys? My name is Isaac, and today I'm going to be going through a pretty special beat of mine today. Mine and artist SKRTA, as you can see. Some vocal chops, bro. First time ever. Just kidding, it's definitely not my first time, but anyways, today I'm going to be going over how I make house music. I'm pretty new to house music, so please bear with me. In this video, what I'm going to cover is my process on making house music, and along with that, tips and tricks that would help you make house music as well. Very important things that I wish I knew like a year back when I was trying to make house music and it just wasn't hitting. So after this video, you will be fully equipped with everything you need to know on how to make house music the right way. Here, you know what? Let's make a freaking, we're getting off track. 1 second.
3 hours later.
No.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
I got so off track, bro. Anyways, we're not talking about this, bro. We are not talking about this. Talking about real music, all right? Like, screw this. This makes me mad. This actually makes me mad. Delete. Freaking delete. Freaking get out of here, bro. We're not doing that today. Today, I'm going to be teaching you how to make real house music. So if you learned something, or if you find this video helpful, or if you enjoy it, then smash that like button. Then yeah, you can subscribe because I'm going to be making a lot of these videos from now on. So enjoy. Transition. All right, so I'm going to be real. I don't really know where to start because there is clearly a lot. This video is going to take forever. Holy cow. Let's lock in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I start by doing. Usually I will add a piano or a pad. So I played that and it sounds like crazy. It sounds like super edited. It sounds like real complicated. It's actually not that complicated. So if I go to this piano, you can see this MIDI. It's pretty simple. If I go to mixer number 1, you can see that I have 2 presets, or the 2 plugins, sorry, OTT and Shaperbox, as you can see right here, that do most of the heavy work, heavy lifting, I guess. So if I take those off, this is what the piano will sound like. And also, real quick, before I go into the effects and whatnot, I want you to notice how I kind of have things chopped up into like thirds, if that makes sense. So like, let's add like a hi-hat. I'm going to kind of show you like the bounce that you want to have with your chords. This is kind of the bounce you want to go for. I'm going to turn the metronome on so you can hear what I'm talking about. It's almost like a drill or like a new jazz type of bounce. So I'm going to play it with the piano and you'll clearly be able to hear the correlation. So based off of that demonstration with the hi-hats and whatnot, you kind of want to make your chords bounce in that same sort of way. Now let's go to the effects that I have on this piano that make it sound just crazy. So effect number 1 is, I'm pretty sure every single sound, including the vocals, I use OTT for. So it's just a multi-band compressor. Sometimes it'll make things sound like way too like high-end. The pad, for instance, I turn down the depth, and you can also turn down this high knob. So let's see. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, there is definitely still a lot of high end in this pad, but for these house beats, you like to have high end. Using that knowledge, it's a lot easier for me to mix my stuff, if that makes sense. Okay, so now let's go back to that piano. Let's look at the Shaperbox preset. So right here, I just have a simple 1/4 sidechain preset, and you can find this. It's just, this is in Shaperbox 3, by the way. You click the sidechain tab, and then there's this preset right here that you'll click. Also, by the way, I didn't mention that the BPM for these beats are probably around like 105, 100-ish to like 120 is the max that you'd need for a house beat like this, per se. But yeah, I have this sidechain preset on pretty much everything, so it just makes the kicks smack like crazy. And then I also did this little thing with the time knob. I don't really know what this does, I'm gonna be quite frank. If you turn this time range knob right here to 20 milliseconds, the edits you make will sound like way slower. It'll kind of give it this like weird pitch changing effect. So it's something super subtle, but I put it on pretty much every melody sound. Right here, you can hear it kind of of like goes down and then like does some weird stuff. But yeah, let's say I turn this time range right here to 2.5 milliseconds. Just watch what happens. Okay, so nothing happened. Hang on. Wait, okay, I'm pretty sure, listen. I think I figured it out. The time range, I'm pointing again, man. I did this last video. I think the default is as LFO linked right here. So if I play it, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It can kind of sound cool, but it's like, it's not cutting it for what we're going for. Turn this to 20 milliseconds if you want to be able to have more range of like pitch bending and stuff like that. Anyways, with that out of the way though, that kind of sets the baseline for pretty much every other sound that I'll play in the melody. I wanted to go through that first and foremost, so that way you can kind of understand why it sounds like it's like dipping and why it sounds like it's like pitch bending and whatnot, and why it sounds so compressed, if you know what I mean. But okay, I want to go through these presets that I just did. So the piano is just piano plus soft pad in Xenology. And then the pad that I was playing is Polysynth 7 from Xenology as well. Okay, now I want to go to this preset. It's another key synth thing. It's called Saw's Key 7. I think I might have used this in the last video. I don't know. I can't remember, but Saw's Key 7. I'll play what it sounds like real quick. So I added this synth thing to kind of add a little bit of bounce so that it wasn't just so stagnant and like the melody didn't sound like it was just plain, I guess. Basically, I mean, how you make something like this, I know it looks super complicated, but I just copied in one of these chord presets. Chords like these, I'm pretty sure I copied it from this piano. You can see I just moved some notes around. I added like a little kind of top line too, if you can kind of hear it. I'll play the first 3 sounds together real quick. Okay, with that out of the way, I layer the chords one more time with a preset called Soap Operas. So this is an organ. I'll play this by itself real quick. Not much to explain there. You can see I pretty much copied the piano chords and then just pasted them into the organ MIDI. Now I want to go through the bass that I use. So there's 2 bass presets I have right here, as you can see. The house bass layers the main bass, and I'll play the main bass real quick. It's a Xenology preset called Punch MG Bass, and it sounds super distorted. I also threw Pretty Fastest, and this is the preset if you want to copy it, and then obviously the Shaperbox thing as well. So it'll sound super distorted right here, like almost OD, but in the full beat with all the high end, with all the other stuff, it ends up sounding really well. I want to play the house bass, the layering bass real quick first, before I go into playing the whole thing all together. And this is just a bass from YAEGO. And let me just say, he's the producer that I gain all my house inspiration from, him and Wizard. So shout out both of those. I'll put the link to both of their Instagrams and their Spotifys and whatnot in the description. So go check them out. Go show them a ton of love because they're insanely talented, like genuinely. But yeah, here's that bass. Alright, so there's that, and I'm going to play everything that we've gone over together real quick, just so we can kind of have an updated sound in our mind. Alright, next let's go through a couple of these other melody sounds that I haven't gone over. There's 3. First, there's this ARP. Preset for that ARP is Sequence 11. First I got OTT, then I got Serum Effects 2. I just put reverb on it, and then the Shaperbox preset, and then Pancake. This is just a panner plugin that just makes it go left and right like this. So, but yeah, next I have this step sequence from Xenology. It's called Step Slicer 6, and here's what that sounds like. But anyways, I also put on OTT, Shaperbox, and then Serum Effects is only on here for the intro, which I'll go over in a bit as well. There's a lot to go over in the intro and, you know, the drop and whatnot. Arrangement is really important for these beats, by the way. Do not get it twisted. Like, it's important to have evolution in your house beats, in my opinion. And then lastly, I have this lead from Comfy's kit, actually. It's called Stifo High. And on here, OTT, Serum Effects 2, chorus, reverb, and the Shaperbox sidechain. Alright, yeah, so that's the entire melody done, and there's something very important I want to show you with the drums. I have all of the hi-hat, the open hat, the snare. I think I have them all routed to the same track. Okay, cymbals different, but I think I had like a, yeah, I added like a side chain to that. I'll play everything together first. You want your kick to be pretty punchy most of the time, and you want to have like relatively unique sounds. Like you can see this, you can hear this snare. It sounds like acoustic almost. And then the hi-hat, let's play that. Yeah, this one's real clicky. And then this open hat is also like acoustic, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. So yeah, those are the drums all together. I'll mute everything except for track 8. And there's this specific thing I do with delay in Serum 2 that makes it sound almost robotic. So if you add ping pong delay, click this link button, click this milliseconds button, and then turn all of this down to like, yeah, like 15, 16, 17-ish. And then turn the feedback or like 28%. I mean, that's what I have it on right here, 28%, and then mix to like 26. I'll turn it up as I play it so you can kind of hear what's going on. That's kind of like the drums gone over. I mean, I know I didn't really like go too in depth, but you can kind of see what's going on here. I will add lastly that this hi-hat pattern is pretty important. This hi-hat pattern is one I pretty much use every single time I make a house beat. It's almost like a yeet like 3-step, like you see that's what like a yeet 3-step hi-hat, except obviously like that'd be right there, whatnot. You just move it over 1 and then you delete the first note on every second bar right here, if that makes sense. And to add some like human essence to it, kind of like just throw some of these like off the grid a little bit. I like to keep the middle one consistent though. So like you see here, I kind of just barely move these like out of the way, and it makes it sound like a human's actually like playing it. I think that's important to add like a unique factor to your beats as well. So I'm gonna play everything that we've gone over together real quick, and spoiler, it will be pretty like insane, so just be ready. Okay, next, because it's kind of like a part of the melody, if that makes sense, I want to go through these vocals that I have laid out. So my boy SKRTA, pop up his Instagram, I'll pop up his socials and whatnot, so that way you can go follow him. Please go show him a ton of love. He just did his first concert, so yeah, I'll link that post down below and you can like go spam him with like heart emojis or something, I don't know. But he sent me these vocals. Honestly, the vocals gave me the inspiration entirely to make this beat as well. Here are like the base vocals that I laid out, and this is kind of like consistent throughout the entire beat. And as you can see here, I also add like a riser that builds up to his vocals playing. You can hear the fruity reverb, you can hear the Shaperbox preset, you can hear the empty tube. Shout out bro for sending me these, honestly. Okay, before I go through like the intro and like the build up and whatnot, I want to just show you like these risers and stuff, these little effects. It's important to have like ear candy throughout the beat and just have like different segments right here. As you can see, I drop the kick right here, then I add the R, bring the hi-hat back, whatnot. You know, just risers throughout every single section. You just want these like futuristic sounds that kind of like give the beat character, if that makes sense. And then like, let's play this riser sequence here. Yeah, just stuff like that to build up hype. And then speaking of building up hype, let me play this intro real quick. Okay, so editor Isaac here. Two things. Number one, I'm not going to go through the full intro yet, but I'll play it when I play the full thing at the end. And number two, I took so unbelievably long to record this next part. So I'm going to pop up a list of every single automation I did so that you can pause and look at it if you want. Peace. I hope that some of this could have added a like, I'm sure again it's probably overwhelming, but with time and practice you'll be able to make stuff like this. Day one I wouldn't have been able to like think of all of this. You just kind of like take certain things that you hear and just apply it to your own beats. Like maybe you start off by doing the sidechain stuff or like the OTT stuff. Maybe you start off by just adding a bunch of effects to your, like not like overdoing it of course, but adding like some effects to your beat. Maybe you add some vocals, maybe you do some of these things that you hear in this beat in this tutorial, and maybe you listen to it and you think, okay, this could sound good in this specific beat. It's all objective as well. Like the OD side effects wouldn't sound good in just like a trap beat, you know? You just gotta like pick and choose where to put things, and you'll get better at that as you progress too, and as your ear becomes more trained. This is gonna be the most cooked video to edit, bro. I really hope that this was able to provide you some value and that you learned a thing or two during this tutorial. I'm gonna play the full thing because this beat is not out, but if you want to hear this beat on all platforms, or if you want to hear this beat wherever, then just let me know in the comments. Spam some comments. I am gonna make a house drum kit, a house sound kit as well soon. I think that's like my next big kit. I want to make some sounds. I want to put together some sounds that I like to use, so that way you can kind of make some drums like these. I didn't really go through and like tell you about my kits or whatever because I just don't have a house kit yet, so smash like for house kit. But yeah, all right, full beat right here. Yeah, obviously I'm not gonna play the full 3-minute thing. That's just kind of insane for runtime. After the first little part, it just drops back into a build up, and then it drops again, and then that's the beat. But yeah, again, I know, super complicated tutorial. Please let me know if you want more of these like complicated, just like crazy type of beat tutorials. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're interested in joining the Underdogs Discord, I can leave that down in the description below, and along with that, I can also leave the Underdogs website down below, so you can access the kits that I do have out right now. My 10K, my 5K, they're both for a discounted price as well. Yeah, and if you made it this far, comment SKRTA is the GOAT. God bless, peace out.